if all you do is go to work, come home, turn on the tube, have a few drinks, eat some unhealthy food, I tell people you're in God's waiting room. You're just waiting to go. And that's not us. We eat well, we live well, we play hard, and we have the opportunities that we take a opportunity to travel and do business and be with other healthy people out there doing what we're doing, even in our senior age.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Terry Martin Back, who is a general contractor, owner and broker associate of an exit realty franchise, combat veteran, author, amateur athlete. We have a lot here to talk about because he's doing a lot. So thanks for being here, Terry.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to get into your background. I mean, you have some really interesting stuff here. How about you give us sort of your background and how you got into this industry?
Well, it all comes down as I grew up working. I mean, I'm a farm kid from northern Indiana. We learned our carpentry skills. We didn't call people in to fix anything. We had to go out and fix it ourselves. And if our family wanted to build a house, well, we went out and we all built houses after work or on the weekends. From the time I can remember, I was with the family doing some type of construction. Went into the Army. And after Operation Desert Storm, I figured out there's got to be a better way to make a living than getting shot at. So I went back to my old roots and started fixing up houses in the neighborhood around Fort Riley, Kansas. Bought my first investment property actually it's going to be my first flipper in Junction City, Kansas. And I wrote out a 8.5 by 11 on notebook paper of a business plan, took it to the bank and said, hey, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I own a house. Will you lend me the money? Well, they lend me the money. And, 4 months later, I was done with the house and I sold it. And I turned around and did it again and was still in the Army as an instructor. The last 2 years I was in the Army. And one thing led to another as I got out of the Army and semi-retired in Georgia and was doing construction and flipping houses there. And we decided that small town Georgia wasn't for us. So we came back home to Florida and started flipping houses again. And there's another story for that too.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, it seemed like this was just kind of in your blood, and to get back to it felt really natural. I want to touch on something you said, which is you had your business plan on a sheet of paper. What kind of things did you put in that plan, and what do you suggest for people starting out, the things that they should be prepared for before they really jump into it?
If you're going to have to do your skills, whether you have financial skills or you have the physical skills to go in and do the work. You're going to have your finances squared away and have at least, a decent credit score. Put everything in line, all your assets when you're going down. This is what I own. This is how much money I have. This is what I have in my house. But put it all out there. Let them know
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
What your value is financially and also physically. Also, you're going to need to explain to them, if you don't have the physical capabilities of going there and do the work, how are you going to do it? Do you already have subcontractors in line or handymen? And again, it's letting them know that you know your numbers going in. If they don't have the confidence in you that you don't know what you're doing, they're not going to lend you any money. Whether you're going to an angel investor or you're going to a lending institution, you've got to know your numbers and you've got to know your physical capabilities.
Absolutely. And when you were kind of figuring that out, how did you even figure out what numbers you needed? And how did you, start that part?
Well, my wife is a very bright person and knows the accounting.
Mm,
So we sat down and we went over what can we afford? Because if they're going to lend us the money, we still have to have money for a down payment, and we have to have the money to do the repairs on these homes. So obviously we had money in the bank account. We also have credit cards. We showed everybody how we can afford to do this, and we put it together. I mean, this wasn't all me. This is a team effort, still a team effort.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's good advice. If you're stuck, ask your wife. It's a good lesson to have. So tell us so then you started flipping again after you moved. Tell us more about that.
Oh, we're getting, when Kansas, I was a contractor. I did work for the city of Junction City. In Georgia, I was doing a lot of remodeling. I was a contractor in Georgia, and into Columbus and going to the Atlanta area. Did some superintendent for a commercial project for a while. Um, we bought a house in Greenville, Georgia, a post-Southern Victorian Southern home that my kids come down and help me work on that. We worked on that 7 days a week for 6 months, and I was flipping houses. Like I said, I got tired of small town Georgia. It just didn't fit for us. So we came back to Gainesville, Florida, and bought a home, and I started flipping houses again. And what happened is I didn't need a lot of real licensing in these other states. But in Florida, you have to have a contractor's license. And I was on one of my project flips, and I had already re-roofed the house myself. I changed the windows, I painted it, and now I'm working on the inside. I'm redoing the kitchen, taking all the kitchen cabinets out and setting them out by the street so somebody wanted to salvage them. And all of a sudden, there was a knock on the door, and it was a building inspector.
No.
And he comes up and he goes, "Do you own this house?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Do you live here?" And I go, "No." He says, "What are you going to do with it? You going to sell it?" "Yeah." He says, "Do you have a contractor's license?" "No." He says, "You need to be a contractor in order to do this." I said, "Okay, I'll go get my license." And he laughed at me. Most people don't know that in Florida, it's the second most difficult state to get your license, only second to California. I
No.
had to take weekend courses to learn how to take the test. So
Wow.
anyway, over the course of about 4 months, I studied and applied for my license and took the test, a 2-day, 8-hour open book test to get my contractor's license. And I
Wow.
passed.
That's
And
incredible.
the funny thing was is that then I pulled a permit on one of my flippers, and who should be the inspector to come by?
Same guy.
You don't laugh at me, because if you laugh, I'm going to do exactly what you think I can't do.
Yeah. Wow, that's such a good story. So were you able to work on the house in that 4-month period?
I was done on the out. Everything on the outside was already done. All I had to do was because here in Florida,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
you can go in and you can do all the improvements. I can change interior doors, I can paint, I put cabinets, and fixtures in. So, but what was funny is I had already done all the stuff on the outside that needed to be permitted. He didn't say anything. I'm like, I missed that bullet.
Have you ever had that happen again where someone asks you if you have the contracting license?
Well, yeah, after you're in the building industry, people become aware of what you're doing, and they know. Made friends with a lot of local building inspectors, and they knew when they come on my site, it was they'd pull up and they go, "I knew this was you," and a lot of times it was just conversation. We're walking around, they're taking a look at what my subs have done or what I've done, and it was an easy transition once I developed relationships with some of these building inspectors.
Amazing. And what drew you to the fix and flips, rather than maybe long-term, short-term rentals?
Yeah, building homes, I always wanted to, but it was so much easier. I could walk into a POS, a profit-oriented speculative property, and I could look at it and I could see what it could become. And it was always going to be a fast project. I think, when I first started flipping houses, everything was all hand nails, the little miter box with your saws. And suddenly after I'm doing that, I increased it with power tools and pneumatic nailers, and I could turn these houses so much faster. And it was just when you get in there, you're working every day and you can just see the results of your work, and you can step back at the end of the day and go, I did that.
Right.
It's so rewarding.
Yeah, it's that tangible thing that you can work towards. That's awesome. And then you have since, I mean, you're doing property management and broker's associate. Tell us how you kind of expanded into all that.
We for a while there, after I was growing my business, kind of bought into another small real estate company who was doing the community association management and property management and sales. I had my contractor's license. I had a small crew, and we were doing a lot of repairs, and I was still flipping houses at the same time. And I had an agent inside our office that I gave all the business to. And anyway, I come in and I'd flip a house, and he would basically do the closings, but he wasn't there for the inspections because I was always there. And I come in one day and I go, "Hey, listen, we got to negotiate these contracts. I'm, your commission's too high." And he goes, "Oh no, Terry, I don't negotiate commissions." Okay. Well, I got my real estate license. So I guess no commission is better than a negotiated commission. So I was doing all the listing and all that. And then later on, uh, this is when the height of the real estate market was growing. And they took on a broker to manage all these agents. And I'd just done a couple flips, and he come in on a Monday and he goes, "I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay." He goes in, shuts the door, and he goes, "You know what? I don't care what you do with your money. You're not going to mess with mine. This no commission isn't going to work for me anymore." And I'm like, "Okay." So my wife and I got our broker's license and started our independent real estate company. Basically, I mean, we were doing sales. We had a couple agents, but it was property management. That was the key. It was steady income. We had customers that my wife had been working for several years. And then we had the opportunity to merge our company into Exit Realty. And then right at the time that the bottom of the market fell out, and the broker at that time was having some issues, and she was about to lose the franchise, and we took over the Exit Realty franchise at the height of the recession. And if we hadn't had property management, we wouldn't have made it. It was that tight. I wasn't building anything. There was no remodels. I was doing some clean outs for banks and getting.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Doing whatever I could to bring cash in to keep the business going. But as it grew, things slowed down. The short sales come through. Property management started picking up. That's when I started training people on how to invest into properties and the buy and hold. That's why I encourage people to do buy and hold. Flipping's fast money, but it's going to be fast taxes at the end of the year too.
Yeah.
So it was the educational and property management grew. And then the next thing you know, people from associations call my wife and say, are you interested in managing our association? And we took over a couple associations where the CAM had actually stole the money from them and got caught and was she got to spend some time in Florida's correctional system. She was a guest of the state for a few years, but and from that, another company here, another association hears. We have people refer us because they know our reputation in business, and one thing leads to another, and business grows.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And it's awesome that you're able to kind of transition into, a coaching, teaching role where you get to help other people. That must be very fulfilling.
Well, it's a lot of the people, they have the idea, they've watched the videos on YouTube and all these other and some of these other coaching programs where it was all working on the get rich quick. And they're spending thousands of dollars on this coaching. And we had one person that come in and he had attended coaching and he had spent over $10,000 on wholesale marketing and he has yet to make a deal. I didn't know what to say, but bring him in there. It's taking people and educate them on the value of knowing your numbers, know what to look at, what is the price, and keep updating your numbers because as we know since COVID, prices have gone out of sight. And if you don't keep up with those and you go into a house, condo, and flip it, you may walk away when you go to the closing table and taking your checkbook with you. So that's the biggest thing that I feared and teaching them how to avoid doing that.
Right. And probably just keeping an eye on the market and understanding the shifts. I'm sure you've seen the ups and downs over the years. In general, what are you seeing with the market now? Like how do you advise people?
Well, the market's stabilizing. It's getting back to where it should be. Instead of putting a sign in the yard and 10 minutes later you have 15 offers. Uh, if it's priced right and it's in the right location in good condition, you can get an offer within 30 days. But price, condition, location means everything in the world. We try to tell people just because you need a lot of money doesn't increase the value of the home, or just because you put bright and shiny plumbing fixtures in there doesn't increase the price of the home. It's price, condition, location. Uh, Prices are stabilizing. Again, I think they're a little leery of the interest rates. They're a little scary. I know we just had a 0.25% drop here this past week. But in some cases, some of the mortgage lending, the interest rate went up, even though the margins dropped down. Right now, we're in the time where the government shut down, so we're not getting the FHA, any VA, USDA. So those who are waiting for those, it's not a good time for them. Um, but other than that, some of the rural properties are selling well. I call that the low end properties, under 200,000, like low end 200,000 scares me. Uh, but if you've got a price right now, if you've got a home that's under 250 and it's in good shape, gone just like that.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of unpredictability and kind of some unknown variables going on right now for sure. Um, yeah, to shift gears just a little bit, we have about 5 minutes left. I would love for you to talk about you have such a full life outside of just your business life. And I would love to talk about that and how kind of having passions outside of work helps you be more efficient and effective when you work.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit
Okay.
more about that. I mean, you're a cyclist, which is really I mean, he has cycled from San Diego to Florida, which is so impressive. So yeah, just talk a little bit about how those passions have fueled you through even your business.
Well, went to my physical at the VA. I was 62 years old, and I got to see when you first check in, they go through and they marked me down as obese. And I was going to be the average typical male out there, settling into senior life, and it hit me. And like, how did I let this happen to me? So I weighed almost 240 pounds and started walking. And then I was doing intervals, walking, running. Then I started running. And I found a bike in one of the properties that we were managing. People had just left this nice Bianchi bike, and I couldn't believe it. You just walk away from an expensive bicycle like that. And uh, I spent over $300 to get that bike in riding condition, not knowing that I could have probably gone down to the bike shop and bought it for 150 bucks.
Yeah.
Started riding the first time. I hadn't ridden a bike in 40 years, and rode around our neighborhood about 2.5 miles, and stopped at the end of the driveway. And thank God I had the bike to hold me up. My legs were shaking so bad I couldn't handle it. Um, then met with some other folks who rode, and they encouraged me. And I started out at 2 and went to 6. And then I did a 22-mile ride. And then 3 months after I started riding, some friends and I rode 85 miles from Gainesville to Crescent Beach. And that about killed me. And then turned around, took us 8 hours to do that. And then turned around 4 months later and did it in 6 hours. And I just keep riding and change bikes and change bikes. And then I go from just riding to competing in duathlons. I do senior games time trials. Again, I rode from San Diego to Florida, 7.5 weeks to get across country. And this New Year's, my wife and I were going to be riding from the east coast of Florida to the west coast of Florida, 50 miles a day, 200 miles. And we got friends that are joining us. So it's a great atmosphere when you're around healthy people. It keeps you motivated.
Totally.
And it's like I said, I'd never thought about doing half marathons. I did my first half marathon at 65 and have done several of those. And it's just competition. You just got to have something to wake up in the morning saying, okay, I've got to get on my trainer. I'm on my bike trainer. I've got to get on the treadmill and do my time there. And it's just one thing. You got to have a goal. You got to keep shooting for that goal. Next competition, the next ride, and that just keeps me motivated. And
Totally.
my other passion is writing. I've got books on Amazon. Um, some of the self-help books for properties, but my passion is writing thrillers and horror. That's so much fun, and they're short stories, and it's just using my imagination. And right now, I'm AI and assisting that and editing, and it's just fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's so great because I do feel like if you really pigeonhole yourself just into work, you can start to resent it and allowing yourself to have outside passions and outside goals and competition. I think it just helps you in general not burn out.
And if all you do is go to work, come home, turn on the tube, have a few drinks, eat some unhealthy food, I tell people you're in God's waiting room. You're just waiting to go.
Yeah,
And that's not us. We eat well, we live well, we play hard, and we have the opportunities that we take a opportunity to travel and do business and be with other healthy people out there doing what we're doing. even in our senior age.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I think that's such a good note to end on. Thank you so much. You have great insight to share, from your really impressive career. So tell everybody where to find you and how to work with you.
Uh, you can find us at exitrealtyproducers.com. If you're interested to see about my rides across country, it's terrymartinback.com. And you can find any of my books at Terry Martinback at Amazon. My editor's page is Terry Martinback editor's page on Amazon. And I'd look forward to scanning through my books, whether on Kindle or they're paperback. And if you want some more information about how to assist soldiers, my passion is helping soldiers get over PTSD and stop them, reduce veteran suicide. That's deep in my heart. Those are my brothers and sisters who served, and it's scary out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's such a wonderful cause to, pay attention to. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, Terry.
Been a pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
And thank you everybody for listening. Hope you got some inspiration for your own business, learned a lot, and we will see you back next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.